Monday, October 1st. We are in Istanbul at the Armada Hotel, getting ready for a 10-day tour of Turkey. We're going to see half the country. Riding with Tom over there on the left, Kevin and Kelly in the center, and Kaz on the far right. Should be a good show.
Let me give you the full name. It's Kazım Uzunoğlu. It's one of the most difficult names to pronounce in Turkish, but I go by Kaz. It's perfectly fine. And I run a travel company here that also operates motorcycle tours. And I've been doing this since 2000, so this is our 12th year. And I do what I like, riding motorcycles, showing people around Turkey and neighboring countries. So it's really a fantastic way to travel and also, have a job. We're gathered here with MotoQuest here at the garage of the Armada Hotel with our bikes, with our BMWs and my lovely KTM, my beloved motorcycle. And we're about to start our Turkey tour, so-called Half Turkey tour. And the Half Turkey tour is normally it's about 2 weeks, but we sort of compressed it to 10 days for you guys. And today we're starting from Istanbul here, and first we're gonna cross the Bosphorus on a ferry boat because the traffic in Istanbul is really nasty, so we'll try to avoid that. And then we'll get on the highway, run away from the city, this madhouse, as quickly as possible, as fast as possible. And then in the second half of the day we'll be riding on the mountains to arrive in a wonderful town called Safranbolu. And Safranbolu is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, by the way, which makes it really special. And its significance comes from its architecture and the way they preserved all the houses and the wonderful little town. And the name, as you can imply, means plenty of saffron, because in the 17th and 18th centuries they used to grow saffron, and it was one of the most important livelihoods of that town. And we'll be staying in a wonderful caravanserai. A caravanserai is an ancient camel motel on the Silk Road. It's from 17th century, nicely restored into a hotel. So we'll be parking our camels in front of the camel motel and enjoying the town after we get there. So that's pretty much what we're going to do today, and I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful day.
Kaz, what are we doing here?
We just missed the ferry by 5 seconds, so we're gonna have to wait for this one. Now it's being unloaded. And by the way, let me remind you that this is Europe.
It is Europe.
And then after we get off the ferry, and for the rest of the trip until we come back to Istanbul, we'll be in Asia. Istanbul is the only city in the world that's located on 2 continents.
Interesting. Safranbolu.
So did you see the village, Yuri village?
Not yet too much, no.
İyi dur lan. Böyle yapsana. Bir de şuraya çekiyor. Hayır böyle dur ya. Ya fotoğraf çekiyoruz ya.
We stopped here in this little town of Kurşunlu, and today is Tuesday, and every Tuesday they have a weekly market here. The villagers from the mountains, they bring their produce. People from the larger towns, merchants, bring all kinds of clothes, textiles. You can also find goods for the farmers, like axes and farming equipment. So this is quite an active day, a very colorful day, where the people, local people, buy their daily needs, weekly needs, and everything is fresh, organic. So that's why Turkish food tastes delicious.
Hi, Phil.
Take a picture straight.
Hello.
Show me your place, Cal.
All right, come on in. Come into our lovely abode.
You gotta narrate as you go.
Can't narrate. All right, so here's the lovely bathroom. All right, and here's the bedroom. And here's the salon up here. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna go ride the hot air balloons. This morning, this early morning, we've been up since 5 o'clock, and we're in Cappadocia. I can't remember everything. He said stop.
We're gathered here to hopefully start a balloon flight. Cappadocia is one of these unique places in the world where one can do this kind of ballooning. It's called contour ballooning, and the landscape is so rewarding. It's all volcanic. There are these interesting lunar formations. And about 15-20 years ago, a couple here pioneered hot air ballooning, because it really is a wonderful way to see the landscape, experience it from a different perspective. So now people wake up early in the morning, come to these sites, and they watch the balloon being inflated, and then be up in the air, and hopefully we'll do the same. It's a bit of a cloudy day with some wind, so fingers crossed we'll be up in the air soon.
Ters bir hava akışı olsa girse falan.
Olan ona olur.
Yok şöyle değil. Tabii yurtlar
Ha, yukarıdan olursa tabii.
Pozisyon nedir? Ben ta 200 metre uzaklaştım.
So they have an air You're telling people what to do. Then
No.
Really? Because it's not.
Their own team, I think.
Oh, girl.
What are they planting?
Mostly vineyards. The bushes,
Vineyards,
green
yeah.
bushes are vineyards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Çıktım 25-26 kilometre var, 310 derece, başka dönmüyor.
Zipping around.
Yüksek kilometre alt kalıyorum.
Çocuklar aşağılarda yavaş yavaş böyle ufak ufak geri dönebilir sortiler için. Yoksa yukarıda zannetmiyorum bir şey olacağını.
5300 310 derece, 26 kilometre.
deposited that at some stage. You see,
There you go. Stay with him.
Tamam önemli değil. Sado hemen basalım.
Tamam hocam, hemen 2 dakika daha
Mesela.
fazla yapar.
There's our hotel, believe it or not.
Okay, we're about to enter Kaymaklı underground city, and this is one of the underground cities in Cappadocia that was carved out of the rock to provide shelter from oncoming enemies and armies. It was first carved out of the rock in early Christian times because the early Christians were persecuted by many peoples like the Arabs and whoever came one of the peace of Cappadocia, so the locals always needed a place to hide. This is an incredible example of a labyrinth, a maze-like settlement that is a great testimony to mankind's will to survive. We'll see 9 stories of settlement, and we'll see a church, we'll see wine cellars, we'll see stables, we'll see a kitchen. So they pretty much had a life that went on here for a period of time during the attacks, of course. Okay, as I was just saying, this was carved out of the rock, mainly to provide shelter. Yeah, and only Christians. Probably around 6th or 7th century, they dug this. They started digging this out, and the main reason were the Arabs, because the Arabs, the Muslims, the first Muslims, as they were attacking this area in the 8th and 9th centuries, they came all the way here, and I guess
Little Christians. Here we are descending into the Christian dome.
Uśmiecham się kącikami.
They could have a target on it. I'm filming.
we're looking at Uchisar right now. This is a natural fortress, not made by man. It's made by erosion, by winds, rain, snow, rivers. And then since the rock is so soft to carve, throughout the history, for thousands of years, people have come and carved their caves out of the rock, and they've lived in them. Do you know the word? What's a cave dweller? 10 points for knowing that word. There's a technical term for that. Troglodyte.
Oh, I never would have come up with that.
Troglodyte is someone who lives in a cave.
Görüşmek üzere. İyi yolculuklar.
Eyvallah. Beautiful morning. We are leaving Cappadocia today, leaving this beautiful hotel behind after spending 3 nights, and we're heading west. And around lunchtime we're going to arrive in Konya, which is a relatively speaking conservative town, and it's the center of whirling dervishes. The founder of the sect called Sufi sect, Rumi, has lived there, he's died there, and his mausoleum is now turned into a museum. So we're all gonna go there and look for something, see what Rumi has to offer us. And we're also gonna try some local kebabs, and then after that we're gonna hit the road again. This time right across the mountains, the Taurus Mountains that run parallel to the Mediterranean Sea. And before we get to the coastline, we are going to stop at a small village, a small sleepy village, and spend the night there at a hotel with 7 rooms only. So that's our plan for the day. The first part of the ride will be a bit flat, somewhat boring, brown with a black tarmac cutting through the brown until Konya. And after Konya it gets a little exciting, but it's gonna be a good day. I was expecting rain, but since you guys are goodwill people with open hearts, Allah has given us good weather.
There you go.
This is a caravanserai. Does that ring any bells?
Caravanserai.
Sarai.
Camel trade. Silk Road.
Yeah, you're very close. Sarai means palace, and it might feel like a distant memory, but do you remember that hotel in Safranbolu?
Yes.
Okay, that was a caravanserai. So this is a caravanserai.
So were they connected? Is it like a route?
Absolutely.
I see, okay.
They all go back to anywhere from 13th century. The one we stayed in was actually 16th, 17th century. Most of them were built in the 13th century as lodgings along the Silk Road.
And this one?
And basically put, you could just call them camel motels. And they were distanced in such a manner that a caravan could travel 30, 50, 60 miles depending on how big and how fast it is. And then when the night came, when darkness fell, there would be a place for them to stay because there would always be bandits and thieves and it wasn't safe out there. So the empire at that time, the Seljuk Empire, was a Turkish empire, provided these lodgings to provide, you know, a safe place to stay for these people on the Silk Road, for these caravan travelers. It was not only for people, it was also for camels or animals. They were all taken care of, fed, watered. There would always be a what do you call them?
Sure.
Who?
Blacksmith?
Yeah, blacksmith, iron, the guy who, you know, nails.
Farrier.
Whatever.
Call it what you will.
They would be, you know, making sure the vehicles or. And it's about 800 years old. Don't forget that. Yeah.
Now, at a best guess estimate, how long would it take to construct something of this nature?
6 or 7 years, I think.
Yeah.
Some of the big places, the churches,
Those are good.
Some of them have, yeah. Let me give these tickets if you want to, or if you can souvenirs. A picture of it, Sultan Hamid Caravanserai.
Dude,
I'll talk about it in front of the building.
he's so hard to get to sometimes. He's been so distant recently.
Run away, paparazzi, I don't
I
want
think something in his childhood he doesn't want to talk about happened.
You know what, if this weren't a sacred place, I'd do something else.
Cut.
Okay, here we are in Konya, right in front of Rumi's tomb. Rumi is the founder of the Sufi sect of Islam, a very mystical and sort of a liberal sect of Islam that also founded the whirling dervish movement. Whirling dervishes are members of the Sufi sect and they whirl around to attain a higher level of consciousness in order to reach universal love and Allah. And I like calling them the hippies of Islam. Right.
Hold on, Kevin. You gotta hold on, Kevin. Hold on.
Oh. That's kind of scary.
Now, Whirl wants for the camera.
Okay, wait 1 second.
Do you remember?
the world is your oyster.
Take the boy out of Missouri.
You can take the boy out of Missouri, but you can't take Missouri out of the boy.
Tavuk yemiyorum. Bana tavuk yapma olur mu? Çorba, salata, pilav da yeter. O sırcalarını koyalım. Cemal Bey o zaman yanına. Half of the western coast.
Oh, you did get out west.
Yeah, now I spent about 8 months in California.
Oh, I must have missed that somewhere along the line.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Most of us, we want to get knocked on our Turkish ass.
Hot pepper, huh?
Yeah, I do. I love food with
I
spicy.
do too. I used to be able to make the gringos sweat when I lived in Mexico. Are these hot? Yeah, they're hot, but you can eat them, you know, and then all of a sudden comes the sweat.
In case you're having difficulty focusing.
What kind of beer was that? The whirling dervishes guys use that to count the number of spins they did or something. Oh. I noticed. I figured that out.
I got a good feeling about the rain.
You know what? Me too.
Well, don't have too good a feeling.
Yeah,
I just
I have
took
a
my
good
reindeer
feeling.
off.
This is amazing.
Crazy motorcycles.
Yes. You know what? I didn't see that film. What's the name of it?
Crazy motorcycles.
There's a film called Crazy Motorcycles?
Yes.
Yeah, with John Travolta.
Oh, we haven't
We
seen it.
have got to see it.
They finish married, work, everything, and they go to 5 friends, drive a motorbike, well, some place, adventure. It's very funny.
Oh, we'll have to.
This is Aspendos, Roman city, and the city's most famous structure is this fantastic theater. It's from 2nd century AD. Like every Roman city, this city had its own theater, and in this theater they performed Greek plays and dramas. They held festivals. They had harvesting festivals, especially. They knew how to put on a show and how to party. That's for sure. The capacity was about, some people say it's about 8,000. If you push, maybe 10,000. It's got 2 tiers of seats, and here is the stage building. The thing that makes this theater really unique is it's the best preserved Roman theater in the Mediterranean basin. And the reason for its great state is that when the other following empires and cultures, they took over the city, instead of ruining it or taking pieces for other buildings, they repaired it, they maintained it, so it survived to our day and age. It really is almost 99% complete original Roman theater, so that's why it's a great place to visit. Of course, the seats, these seats were for the dignitaries, for the VIPs.
Times haven't changed.
Like us, yeah. And then the cheaper seats were further up as you went up. And that rounded structure was to improve the acoustics, so that when people performed here, the people in the back also could hear the voices really well.
Yeah.
So here we are on the shores of the Mediterranean. Oh, they have a water slide. Check that. Does that go with lunch?
Okay, go.
We're here at Phaselis. Phaselis is a wonderful little gem of a Greek-Roman city situated right here on the Mediterranean. Really a beautiful, charming, nice little town that's been preserved okay. This town made its living on, obviously, from trading, because it had 3 harbors. A military harbor, a commercial harbor as well. Back in the ancient times, ships would always stay close to the coast. So towns like Phaselis made a big living on selling supplies or taxing them for providing accommodation or water or any kind of help. So this town actually prospered in the Greek times, including like 4th century BC, all the way up to the Roman times. It was famous for its perfumes. It's probably all the ships bringing in all these goods, trading with the local products. In 334 BC, if I'm not mistaken, Alexander the Great came here as he was on his way to conquer the rest of the world. And it was winter time, and he loved the city, and the city was really welcoming to him. So he decided to stay here and spend the winter here for a couple of months. Instead of carrying on through snow and rain through the mountains, he enjoyed the city so much he spent the winter here. Later on, it came under the Roman rule. Romans built the city even more. What you're looking at is actually a Roman aqueduct. Let me give you a hint. When you go to a Greek-Roman city, and if you look around and if you see arches of any form, could be an aqueduct, could be a vault supporting a theater or a Roman bath, it could be any structure. If you see an arch, you can immediately impress your friends by saying that, oh, this is Roman. Because the Greeks didn't know how to build the arch. They were great builders of temples, other structures. They embellished their cities with beautiful buildings, but they lacked the technique and the know-how of building arches, domes, vaults. That's why the Romans were great engineers. And this aqueduct brought water from all the way to the mountains into the city. So that's a feat of engineering for you. Cut! Cut!
Wait, one more.
Don't mess it up. Nice move.
No doubt that schooner is a for rent day deal. Pretty nice looking boat. Fits the terrain.
That's right, Mr. Two.
We're hiking up.
And where are we gonna go see?
Wait and see.
Hey, don't give me this crap. I'm building a story. You need to say something.
You see, it says Chimera, and on top is the Turkish version of it.
Yes?
It reads Yanar Taş, and it means the burning stone. So we're gonna see the eternal fire of Olympus, and I'll tell you what's in that eternal fire. 9.94% oxygen, 32.64% nitrogen. Okay, what the story is that there's some cracks in the stones, in the rocks, and the collection of these gases, mostly dominated by methane gas, which is highly flammable when it contacts oxygen in the air. So as soon as this gas comes out and it kisses the atmosphere, fire starts coming out. Adamlar burada yaşıyorlar. Hadi yesene.
Very interesting. Now, can you from the coast actually see these flicker at night?
At night, I guess you can.
Because there appears to be a beach
There is.
there.
Yeah.
Shirts off? Let's do the shirts off thing.
Sure.
Yes.
You get a photo?
Yeah.
Okay, we are now in this beautiful, quaint little town of Uçağız, located right on the Mediterranean, and we parked our bikes in the schoolyard, and we're waiting for our boat to take us to Kekova. And Kekova is, in my opinion, one of the most picturesque places in Turkey. It's not accessible by land, that's why we're leaving our motorcycles here. But on the other hand, it's not an island. The inhabitants of the small village that we're gonna spend the night, have intentionally not built the road to keep the motor vehicles away and to keep it as quaint and charming as possible. It's actually a very ancient settlement. It goes back to like 5th century BC. There's a wonderful cemetery, necropolis. We're also going to visit that, and we're going to stay in a little pension right on the water and enjoy a very nice, quiet night under the stars.
What's pension mean? Pension. So what's Hitchcock?
Hey, mister, did you bring your own towel down?
Watch yourself. That's gonna spill.
You asking me?
Yes.
Now, here's your...
I think
War II, it was given back to Greece. Only 2 islands in the Aegean were given to Turkey, and those are the 2 islands that are at the entrance of the Dardanelles. And that was mainly for security reasons. Turks are
Living the life.
Yeah, this is living the life. Never thought I'd be here. Amazing.
in Turkey. They established a company in Delaware and registered the boat there, and they pay no taxes in Turkey.
Too much.
Euromos Temple of Zeus.
Yeah?
The temple of you?
Very fast.
Zeus.
Wow.
Zeus.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Zeus's temple.
Yeah. The name of the town is Euromos, and this is a 2nd century AD temple dedicated to Zeus, the god of gods, the father of gods. It's one of the best preserved temples in Turkey. They put up a few columns only, but other than that, it's been standing like this. Beautiful setting and amidst the olive trees. This is one of my favorite temples in Turkey.
Did him.
Yeah. Saving the best for the last.
Amazing. 4th century BC.
No.
World that date from the Roman times. When it was a Greek city, they had a smaller theater here. Just a little piece of architectural information here for you. Since the Greeks didn't know how to build those arches, they had to find a sloping hillside to build their theaters. So they would